do we have a big one today. One of the all-time great, most beloved electronic music projects of all time, Boards of Canada, are back with their fifth studio album, their first in 13 years. It is called Inferno. Let's talk about it. In case you're not aware, Boards of Canada, who are actually Scottish, are an electronic music duo that exists in the upper echelon of all-time most beloved within the genre. And if you're looking for a place to start, there is nowhere better than their brilliant first two records, Music Has the Right to Children and GeoGaddy, which are pretty much the recommendations you'll get from everyone. The band is often playing with something that is less on the jittery IDM side and more emotive, spacious, textural, touching, and very emotional, though the swath of emotions that they seek to instill in listeners spans pretty much as wide as emotions themselves do. Going into this record, they teased a bunch of eerie promotional material that seemed to highlight some of this album's thematic connection to cults and sort of religion and worship, and it's something that does pop up on the record, though the album, at its full 70 minutes, does not really spend that much time using vocal samples to provide thematic context to its music. Instead, it is focused on making you feel, with largely pretty solid results. If you prefer GeoGaddy and the eerier side of Boards of Canada's catalog, I think you're really going to like what the first half of this record has to serve up. It is spacious, but in a way that feels distant, challenging, and exceedingly eerie, though I will say there are a few tracks like Age of Capricorn and Father and Son that I think handle this in a surprisingly ham-fisted way for such a beloved band that kind of throw off the momentum. But I think the record picks up from there, slowly transitioning into something brighter, and there are several highlights in the midpoint. I'd love to point out the longer and looping track, Naraka, as something that shows the band working compositionally with a lot while not actually having to do that much. And I'm also a huge fan of the longer and more crescendo build-oriented The Word is the Flesh. And then we get the staggering conclusion to this record, the sunniest side that the band has to offer. And if you're a fan of their debut, wow, this part is going to have your jaw dropping. Starting with Arena Americanata and going all the way to the penultimate song, the incredible You Retreat in Time and Space, this album gets in its bag in a way that really has to be heard to be believed. I'm going to say a 7.5 to an 8 here. While this may not be my favorite thing that the band has ever done, the time off has seen them honing their skills, and they have returned with something that lives up to the name Boards of Canada.